Last session, you left Bonecleft to a chorus of small hands and brave faces, Eliana draped in children's charms as the gates swung shut behind you. You chose the Grief Cleft over the forest, and the mountains revealed why Bonecleft bears its name, stone veined with ancient bones, carved with half-erased warnings. Echo scouted the routes from above, guiding you to safer ledges until the rock itself betrayed you. Handholds slid like illusions, and a slab sheared free beneath Grim and Corey. Eliana's new wall-walking magic saved her from a fall, and when Corey and Grim plunged into open air, Echo conjured a midnight shade to catch them, Eliana's sorcery steadying the grip. The mountain answered with teeth. A grey stone-plated burrower erupted from the cliff, spraying acid that pitted armor and burned skin. Grim took the brunt of it, shoving Eliana out of harm's way with a growled, "Not my mentor," then launched a roaring rock slide of his own making that shook the beast. The fight pitched across the cliff face, thorns of stone, sudden burrows, and searing jets of acid. Eliana hammered it with raw chaos, cracking its armored plates. Corey followed the opening and crushed into its skull, showering all of you in smoking blood. Echo finished it with a sharp command to duck, her returning blade lancing past Corey into the creature's eye and sending it tumbling into the abyss. Rumblings in the rock warned of a nest. You slipped into a narrow cave while stones rained outside. Among old bones and scavenged packs, Eliana uncovered a small, ornate coffer whose magic still hummed. Inside lay a pristine stamina draft, and the box itself promised more if patience won the day. As you rested, a colossal umbral thing hauled itself past the cave mouth, one talon blotting the entrance, its passage staining the stone with cold, inky tendrils that pried at regret. Picking your moment, Eliana anchored a suspension rod and led a leapfrogging ascent while Echo scouted ahead, all of you brushing against those tendrils and their whispered doubts. Corey haunted by a cousin's betrayal, Grim by the fear of his home's light going out. At last, the cliff broke into a Gothic archway carved with the sigils of the guardians of future calamity, a tunnel yawning beyond. With Echo pocketing a bone keepsake and a hush of moth wings for omen, you stood before the arch and prepared to step into whatever the mountain had hidden for centuries.
Your first steps into the darkened tunnel. Echo. Coming together, you have heavy-footed footfalls, the crunching of stone, a little bit of bone that has peeked out, as well as the reverberated flapping of wings. That also seem magnified by the architecture here. At times it seems like the sound from 15 seconds, 20 seconds ago hits your ears as though you had just made it. It's disorienting. As you start walking, you can see the carved cave tunnel on the wall starts to get rough shapes. very weathered and old. There are those that look humanoid. Some seem to have had swords, others books. Monuments roughly shaped, not carved in any type of what you think was beautiful, but just remembered. You can see outcroppings on the wall where there was bowls, now mostly eroded, where things may have been left, but any remains are long gone. As you enter, is there anything you all would like to do?
I'm just going to keep looking for anything, magical, looking for the sigils, if there's any protections or warnings or anything like that as we continue on.
Mm-hmm. You do your spellcasting trait here.
That is... Oh, no, not a crit. I got a 9 and a 6. So that is 15, 16, 17 with hope.
Okay. Okay. Now progressing down probably a good 30 minutes into this tunnel. Any type of light is completely gone. It is pitch black. As you are feeling for magic. And you do. There's this strange nearly fully destroyed sigils on the walls here and there. They're almost like a type of observation that you pick up on, as though your very essences, how you're moving, and it could be taking any amount of information from you. And as Eliana, as you kind of can just barely make out the way that they are made, it's as though they are measuring you against preconceived notions, things that they're meant to look for. From what you know of this place so far and these people, what do you think is one thing these are meant to look for in people? And what does it look like? What's the sign look like that gives you that clue?
Oh, sure. Looking something up in a book really quick.
Sure.
It's going on. It's considering it's Guardians of Future Calamity. I think it's looking for strength, say like a strength of purpose, and and so that's what it's because it's they wanted in the tomb to find someone to take the place to carry on the torch. So I think it's looking for that determination, that strength, that intestinal fortitude. And I don't want to take. Can I get you the symbol in a moment?
Sure.
I'll draw it out and send it to you.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Cool.
So these measurings of fortitude, this idea of being able to weather a storm.
Yeah.
Very good.
So while the others might struggle a bit here, Echo's background actually lets her really relish in these types of areas in terms of what she can see. So she wants to, as soon as it starts getting dark in here, she wants to start looking for stuff because this is her moment.
So Jan, she sees in the dark, and
Yeah. She began searching, trying to keep eyes wide open, flitting here and there. Go ahead and give me instinct.
Okay. And I'm going to add an experience, and I get advantage. And it's a terrible roll.
Yeah, what experience and how are you using it?
I'm adding my thief because I'm trying to find things to take.
Okay.
My experience comes from my low light living. What I get? I got a 13 with fear.
With fear. Okay. Yeah. So, what's she calling back to? What skills is she using here?
Okay. So she, so her background is she lived in this tiny little area that was kind of. I'm gonna read it just because. All right. It was basically a buried cavern underneath the Grand Library. And so she learned how to scavenge by going into dark places. And she's lived in dark places her entire life. So being in areas of heavy shadow for her is like the norm. And it took her a while to adjust to kind of being in areas of light. And that was kind of what the Grand Library was for. It was people would be sent there to look for things and look for stealing things or taking things or things of great value. So she's kind of calling back to her training, early days training of looking around and looking for things in the dark and just navigating her way around.
Okay. You are navigating, flitting here and there, attempting to find your way and try to see if there are things of interest. That's when you come upon what appears to be this almost like crystalline orb that's worked into the wall.
Ooh, fun. I don't, but Echo does. Echo wants to try and take it.
Absolutely. So what's it look like for her to try to grab it?
What's that?
What's it look like
before
for her
she
to try to
tries
grab
to grab
it?
it. Oh man.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. People are talking.
No, it's fine. What's it look like for her to try to grab it? What's it looking like?
So yeah, she's out in an area of heavy shadow now, so people would be lucky to spot her. So she's kind of As she comes up to this crystal, she's like, her eyes get big, and she almost can like maybe even make out her reflection a little bit in it. And she's like, just like, oh, her mouth gets all watery. Oh, this looks so good. This is going to fetch a pretty penny. So she takes her little hands and she tries to navigate them around the crystal to look to see if there's like a crack area where she can pull it out from, because she doesn't know how it's been wedged in here. And if that doesn't work, she's going to try to use her I think it's a pin. She has a pin, so she's going to try to make MacGyver it to be like a wedge that she can use to fumble this thing out.
You got it. So you kind of go right onto it, attempting to pry it free from its current location. And as you do, there's a breaking of stone, and this we're gonna see is emerging out, like as you kind of feel like you come out, you see this what looks like stitched together corpse that this was lodged into comes out with you.
How big is the corpse?
It's about it's a corpse only about 12 inches.
Oh no.
As this orb lights, like almost like it ignites from the inside of the orb as it, and the whole thing twitches abruptly, and you see these desiccated wings on the back of the creature begin to flap as there's this scanning like light of sigils around you, and then suddenly it begins to move like you.
Ooh.
As it flies back, there's these similar noises of like, and you see where this rough stonework of figures were made. Those begin to crack, and what you can see initially here, are a series. Ultimately, here we go. Let's do it this way. 24 of these statues crack. As you can hear like this strange humming of arcane power being grown and activated, and these what looks like out of pure magical energy, these bows appear in these corpses' hands as they pull back, and strings appear, and these magical arrows of arcane energy that look, again, this very strange combination of almost a perfect mix of, Eliana, what you've been studying, this ether and umbra.
Huh?
And with that, the party has a spotlight. So as a review, you've got this echo fairy-like looking thing that's kind of in the midst of them, and then this thing with 24 of them have come.
Mr. Corey, I really think when we go into these caves, we should not let those two wander off anymore on their own.
Thinking the same thing.
I didn't do anything. I found a light switch.
So this is dim light. Anyone who does not have, yeah,
Well, so they're hostile.
yes, it appears so.
Oh, okay.
They are hostile, or they are because they're a mix of ether, a perfect mix of ether and umbra. Are they like a balanced? Like they just look like they're guarding or wary of us. They are they actually aggressively? Do they look like they're aggressing against us?
Yes, it appears that they are aggressing. Yes.
Great.
I'm just going to use my evasion skill here.
What were you about to say, Matt, about the light situation?
Yes. So the light situation, in this environment, anything like aiming or that's going to be based on sight is going to be a disadvantage. So a minus d6,
Thanks.
if that, unless you have something that's going to mitigate that, of course. Again, if you want to get some light going, or however you want to imagine that, depends on what you want to do. But Spotlight, the next move is all of yours.
I just activate my evasion stuff. It doesn't cost a roll or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Are all these within very close range?
This thing that just came out are the others would be considered close from where you are right now.
Okay.
Which would be a distance you can get to in your move. So.
All right. Well, I don't want to get. Well, bows aren't as effective when you get into close range. All right. So I'm going to use Shadow Mind. Make a spellcast roll against all adversaries within very close range. Targets you succeed against are temporarily restrained as their shadow binds them in place.
Very nice.
Nice.
All right, so you kind of run up, getting very close to this thing that was making echo, and the rest. Got it.
So that's spellcast with 10 through 15 with hope.
15 with hope. Very good. So, yep, you see this strain. Describe for me what happens.
Well, we're already kind of in the dark and going off of what we did with last session. So this dark, shadowy mist as she twirls her arms around, fingers wiggling, pulls together this mist as best we could see, being in the dark, and it just kind of enshrouds them all, and they're kind of held in place. The little wings stop flapping. They're kind of held.
You got it, and that's restrained, right?
Yes, they are restrained.
All right.
Was that all of them? All 24?
It says against all adversaries within very close range, so that would be whatever he decides I can get away with.
Yeah, Eliana moved on up to do this, so yeah.
So I'm holding. It doesn't. I don't know. If this works like a concentration or not, but she's kind of holding her arms up while trying to hold these guys in place.
Absolutely.
And, I think Echo will activate a Rain of Blades if they're being held.
All right.
Okay, 19 with hope.
19 with hope. All right, the blades fly around. Is that very close again?
Yep, everything within very close.
Okay. Roll that.
All right. And that's 17 damage. I was just trying to see if I don't think sneak works on that. Well, I guess technically it could if somebody was within melee, but I don't think anybody's in melee.
No,
So-
it's melee right now.
All right, and I might be cloaked, but I don't think I'm hidden. It's just weird. So yeah, I'm just going to go with that. And if any of them are vulnerable, just let me know.
They're not vulnerable, but okay. So So you said, what was the damage again?
17 damage on all of them.
Excellent. Very good. Was that with Hope or Fear?
That was with Hope.
Okay, awesome. So describe for me what this looks like as, let's see, that is going to be, the little creature stays up, but 18 of these things are falling.
Yeah, so as the shadowy stuff came over them, Echo took that as the opportunity. So she immediately pulled out her regular weapon and held it up as a kind of a flashy spark came from it, and these tiny little shadowy knives that are hard to see here in the dark, but they would have all just lunged at every single one of them around her.
I guess they're still staying in place because the mist is kind of on, so they're dying in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, as they're being ripped apart. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and spend a fear. Here. And you see... Interesting. Okay, so these Simone are going to go ahead. They target. So that's actually be. Yeah, that'll work. They lean back their arrows. The energy flies. As there's this heavy volley that is just tearing through the area of several arrows hitting each of you. So, all right. The first volley is 17 to hit everyone. Does that miss anyone?
That misses me.
Okay.
What?
Only because I had something activated at that time that would have done it, but it's gone now.
All right. So then Eliana, Corey, and Grim, they come down for 6 physical damage.
Okay, I've got the rune ward. But you rolled a 6. Yay!
Nice. And what's the rune ward do? Again?
So that's my crystal. You get a trinket that can be infused with protective magic, held as a ward by you. The ward's holder can spend a hope. Oh, I gotta reduce a hope. Can use a hope to reduce incoming damage by 1d8. If the ward die result is an 8, then the power ends, and then it'd have to recharge it.
Oh, gotcha. Nice. Bouncing off the rune. How's it look like hitting Corey and Grim? Anything you all doing? But give us visuals for everything you're doing, please. Attacks and whatnot.
I think the arrows come towards me, and they stick into me, but they just kind of pierce my armor, but not my skin. And so I took a 1 damage to the armor slot.
Nice.
Graham wasn't paying attention, and he was digging in his sleeping bag looking for a torch that he remembered he grabbed. So this arrow thing shoots him right in the ass, and he doesn't even realize it. So now he's actually has blood coming out of his butt, and he didn't take an armor slot. He took damage because he was not paying attention at that moment.
Very nice. And how is Echo moving out of the way of these?
So she flicked up her shadowy stuff around her, and as the arrow bounced off of it, some of that shadow went away with it.
Very
So
nice.
she isn't quite as armored as she was before, but that one at least worked.
All right. The second volley comes over for 3. Does that hit anyone? I don't think it does, right?
No.
No.
All right. And then the third volley of these energy magical arrows for 13.
Miss.
I get hit.
Same.
All right. Oh, man. This is 5 physical damage.
I take 1 with the rune ward. That sucks. I'm going to use an armor.
Got it. And then finally, after all of that, you can see the thing that's mimicking the movements of Echo fly right towards her with these what now look like kind of bone daggers out. Goes to strike for a 17.
That hits.
That is for 16 physical.
All right, hold on. Let me see what I can do to that. I'll spend an armor. That'll reduce it a little bit. So I think that's major damage. Yep.
All right,
Okay.
what's it look like?
Yeah. So as it slices at her, it tears into the armor and goes right through it and just tears at her skin, and so she's like, you hear this tiny little scream that sounds like more like an insect screaming, and it just kind of whistles away, but she's still up.
All right, very good. As it kind of flies and turns itself around you, moving itself over to Eliana for a 9.
All right.
How's that do against your evasion?
All right. So it's 4 minus a hope. So 5 points. So minor damage. I'll take the hit point on that one.
So 9 is to hit. I was
Okay,
asking
that's
if it
nice.
was...
Oh, to hit? No. Sorry. My evasion's 11, so no.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, put the hope back.
Yep. All right. Are you like ducking underneath her blades, or?
Yeah. Well, so my question was, so I cast it on the ones, the Shadowbind, and not on this thing.
Oh yeah,
I was
sorry.
out of reach?
So I didn't narrate it effectively. I apologize. She took her bone things and cut the shadow bindings.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's free. All right. So yeah, I'm just
And
gonna kind of.
then it moved over and did this. Yeah.
I just kind of duck out of the way, and there's still 6 left that I am holding, because you said how many were there? 20 or 24?
6 remain. Yes.
6. Okay. While I'm trying to, just like a annoying little fly to kind of duck out of the way while I'm still holding those other 6 in place. Now, how long does temporarily restrained count for? Is that each round, or is that?
Sure. Generally, until I spend a fear,
Oh, okay. Okay.
more or less, or do another type of ability. There's various things that can do it. But yes.
I just wasn't sure if it was another like a concentration kind of check. It keeps holding until I get rid of it, or spending the fear. Cool. Okay.
All right. That I know Grim and Corey haven't gone yet.
Mr. Corey, I was thinking while I was digging in this pack as Grim pulls out a torch and lights it. Now, is that just an free thing?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Quote it up.
And why don't we perform this new move I have in my head? It's called the Simian Death Drop. It's when I grab that little fairy and I powerbomb them into your nice, readied, spiked maw, and you smack them.
That was a question to Corey.
Oh, did you hear me?
No, we didn't hear your response. No.
Oh, I said, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Big T move. Simian Death Drop.
All right. So, and you're both going against
The little fairy.
Little fairy.
Hey,
Sorry. You're both tiny
Take it
to me.
personal.
And I rolled 2 4s.
Oh,
That's critical.
nice.
All right, so you both are going to do max damage plus a roll to this thing.
Jeez.
And we get a hope and minus a stress.
oh, thank God. All right.
Alright.
So it doesn't matter what I rolled since he critted, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
because you take the highest for both.
Yep.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
you roll your damage. Well, you max your damage and then roll and add that. So
24. It's max plus a roll.
yes.
That would be 58.
And I do 37.
58 plus a 37 is what's that? 95
Yes.
damage.
Simia to
Good lord.
drop.
How do you want to do this?
I power bomb it into Corey's spike thing, and Corey finishes it.
So look like for Corey.
Like a batter stance, and I just swing right through those fairies and just impale them all on there.
Nice. All right. As it's crushed, and you see the orb itself crack.
Oh, I thought I had the orb.
No, you pulled out the body with the orb. Like it's attached to the thing, like its eye.
Oh.
So it was like you find yourself like holding on to the eye of this thing that was like slightly glowing. As the shadows and the whole thing kind of goes down. That was great. So who wants to take the spotlight next?
I would like to take that orb.
It's
But it's
I just said
shattered.
it. Yeah, it's shattered.
I know, but I want to see if I can repair it.
Okay.
How bad is it?
I mean, so essentially, kind of like about I'd say maybe like 200 pieces.
Oh, jeez. Anything inside of it?
Looking at it, like you can see there's some. It's hard to tell from here because there's still. I don't know. So
Okay.
you're looking at it. There's energy kind of crackling as it's kind of dissipating. But there's nothing like that was contained in this. Like you can see, it looks like a type of bone has also cracked in a few places that was inside.
Mhm. All right. Well, I'll take a few pieces with me and put them into my bag,
All right.
and then yeah.
Now, can I cast a spell while having another spell active? Or
Yeah. So
all right, because we still have those 6 left. I'll unleash chaos on the other 6.
mhm.
Let's see. Spellcast roll. Okay. That is a 13 with hope.
13 with hope. That will hit.
Cool. All right. So 1d10. I'm gonna mark a stress to double the damage. So 2d10. For 13 points.
Nice. All right. So, and this was just on 1, right?
Yeah.
All right. So with this attack, 2 are going to fall. How do you want to do this?
She just kind of takes one of her arm. She's still thinking she's holding up the spell, the shadow mind, and then she reaches out, kind of like a throwing toss with her left hand, and the energy, magical energy, just erupts from her hands. This light and blasts the 2 that she hits. And they're still kind of floating there, but they're dead.
Nice. I know there's corpses in the air.
And still kind of hanging there. So that's 4 left.
Mhm.
Could I do an investigate on the orb now that I think about it, like to see if I notice anything on it?
What do you like? So
I'm just curious
in
if
a
it had.
scene, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there's anything useful inside of this thing, since this thing led to so many problems. Echo's trying to justify why she took this in the first place, and so
Yeah.
she's just looking to see if there's anything valuable about
So I
it.
feel like game wise, that kind of like messes with the narrative flow, because like we're switching from like kind of this like into the scene to like, oh, what's this and what lore might be here. So I'm trying to figure out where that. Why would we be doing that? Just
Okay.
as like as a how we play a game together.
Obsession.
Like, is it just that she's so obsessed
I
with
mean
it?
I was thinking character in the moment, but if by all
So what
means, keep going.
so what I'd ask as we do this is then narrate that obsession a little bit. In other words, if
Yeah.
you could come in and go, these things are moving by. She's seeing her friends get pummeled. Like these things are happening, and as she looks at her dagger, she just looks and goes, "No, I need to know." Like if you give us that, then that brings us into her mind and the tense. Does that make sense? Giving a few of those cues, so you can still do this, but it just kind of makes it more in the scene, and it helps like with why this is happening.
Cool. I'll just stay back and
Okay.
whatever people need to do.
All right, who'd like to go? Spotlight.
Yeah, I want to go and just attack the closest enemy to me.
You got it.
Let's see.
All right, what's it look like? If you said what you rolled, I didn't hear it.
I think I lost connection.
Okay, so what was the what's the attack look like? What'd you roll?
Clear the room of any danger, so I go towards the closest enemy and swing my hammer right down onto the top of them with a 12 with hope.
Okay. As it hits, or as you, yeah, it kind of like they are so thin, they kind of spin in this elevated ribbon that's up there, and they're just spinning. And you're unable to get a really like good hit on them. And as that's happening, they're going to go ahead and release the arrow they had cocked like directly at you for a 9, Corey. Does that hit?
It misses me.
Okay. So this bolt of energy almost directly in your face. How do you get out of the way?
It comes towards me. I go to dodge. It comes and nicks me, but it hits one of my potion bottles on my chest and glances off.
Oh, I love it. All right. And I pass spotlight.
Grim pulls out his fingers and wets them and then puts them right across his one single brow and steadies himself as he starts running and leaps into this diving tackle. That is going to be a 16 with fear.
Ooh, that hits.
Alrighty. I'm turning this into bigger. Up. 20. 21 damage as he jumps and just takes one of them and just drives it to the ground.
Nice. All right. These two of them basically get torn out and are destroyed upon the ground.
Look, I
Yes.
got 2 for 1, guys. It's deal today.
So I imagine this bolt of energy comes in and bounces off your shoulder as they roll a 1. Then I
I
pass
think-
this up.
Echo, did you throw a rock at me?
Yep.
Ow.
Goes
Not today, though.
Starlight. And who likes Spotlight next?
Are we back to the top? Is everybody gone?
I think so.
Okay. How close am I to? Am I very close? Still?
Yes.
All right. I'll use my glowing rings and stab. But there's 2 left now.
Yes.
Let's see. 13 with hope.
That will hit.
Okay, so that is 2d10 plus 2. That is... Holy crap. That is 21 points.
Nice. How do you end this?
All right. I've had enough. She kind of walks over. They're still floating in its air, and she just takes her hand with the ring. It's glowing like this fist, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna take follow Grimm's lead here and swat him out of the air. Whack.
All right, cool. With that, they crush, and you can look in the damage that all of you have done is just immense. They're in scraps, partially from age, the arcane powers, and this Umber Ether mix just destroying what's left before you. And then I want to clarify what I was attempting to say before, which is when I'm asking, so Jack, what I was trying to ask is, where does this fit in the conversation? And I could imagine a place where it did. I was asking you to provide the details for that so we knew what we were seeing and what in the cinematic flow like we were looking at. So I'm totally cool, and I think it's okay for those things to happen. It was just sort of like, what's this context? Like, does she have the jitters because she feels like she caused damage, and so she's trying to justify that? That's all she can think of. Though it was those cues I was wondering if we could get.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I'm not mad
I-
or anything. I just get confused. And so
exactly,
I
and I wanted,
proactive.
I wanted to make sure. And that's what I was trying to clarify, to make sure the confusion of it was just that. Cool, good, on the same page. And in that case,
So are these things made out of stone, or the actual like fairies, or little automatons, little
yeah,
mechanical things? I'm looking at the bits and pieces some more.
absolutely. I could say, just from looking at this, it seems to be where there was like rune work of stone attached to bone and corpse, as though it was like partially like magically constructed using arcane methods, and then partial and umber animation of the dead.
Okay. Huh.
when I was fighting, did they look like the umbral version of fairies that I'd fought before?
Not precisely. They So what I'll say is they seemed like partially partially sure, but then as though they had been augmented and preserved with like arcane uh, research and power, or ether power.
Okay. So
So you can imagine there's like rune-like stones and inlaid with crystals upon corpses. And where like an arm might be missing, one was constructed. And the eye, one of the eyes of this particular one that you had disturbed, had been replaced with this crystal orb, which had shattered. And as you were looking at the pieces, you do see what looks like carved out of bone, this triskelion.
Triskelion?
Yes.
The symbol that I saw about this strength and fortitude, I put a note on the chat. Symbol of strong will, courage, and resilience to keep pushing forward during hard times, but the symbol also relates to Trinity, rebirth, creation, life, and death. So that was the strength, the fortitude that I saw on the walls. Which that's what this the group, the Guardians of Future Calamity, felt that they were searching for.
So this symbol here, this is the Triskelion?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It looks like a fidget spinner. I think so Echo is going to okay, so if the symbol is on one of these pieces, she's going to try to get the pieces that it's on and try to, because she can always try to, glue them back together later. But she's
Yeah. So it is what looks like contained within the orb was a bone wrought like 3D of this
okay.
thing, and it had been, and it's cracked, so you can pick up these pieces. So what you do is perfect. I just want to make sure you fully understand what this is, so that
Okay.
you can have it.
Yeah. So she's gonna take that, thinking it's like the best discovery ever.
Eliana's gonna. Well, how much sliding did you say is in here? It's not a whole lot, right?
Grim, did you get that torch out?
Oh, get the
Yeah,
torch.
I have a torch out.
Yes. No.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out just a real small little journal and try and record some of these symbols so I can keep a memory of them as part of her original character creation, is trying to figure out the umbra and the aether that she was taught from her parents. And now that she's looking into trying to fix this crystal, this all kind of adds into her research. So I want to use that maybe as a Benny towards the project, if we can figure that out. As she's gathering this information, taking notes to put all of this together. So
Absolutely.
all like quick sketches of all the symbols on the walls that are fairly clear, and that relates to these bones, that relates to what we saw in the other tomb, and start putting these notes together, forming research.
Okay. And as this kind of pause in this moment to catch our breath, you hear the movement of stone on stone. In the torchlight, you can see it flickers in the shadows of a side passage out of the tunnel, or I would say perpendicular to the pathway where this tunnel was going, has opened up.
we have our way out now.
Just
Before we head further,
yeah.
so all the stories we used to tell me about what was outside of my walls, they're actually true, and you weren't all just like telling me those things to make yourself seem cooler.
The stories are true, Peter. Yes.
Graham gets really nervous for the first time ever. I think you all notice.
It's okay, Grim. Listen, the first time I came across something scary like this, well, I kind of freaked out and flew away. But
See, exactly. I'm going back.
no, don't do that. Because listen, there's so many cool things out here. Yeah, I mean, there's like crazy monsters and stuff, but that just means they're guarding numerous treasures. Like, think about it. We almost had a very expensive crystal, but instead, now we have a symbol. The symbol of the three
Just scallion.
rooted branch. It's very old lore. It's a good omen.
And Eliana puts her hand on Grim's arm, and it's okay. We're in some scary times, but together we will find the light. We can do this, and we need you as our protector, and we protect each other. We're going to make it through this. Okay, Grim? We're all terrified, especially some of the stuff that we're seeing. But through our knowledge, our experience, and definitely your strength of will, we can do this. Okay, Grim? I believe it.
I suppose.
Yeah, look how easy that was for us to take all those things down.
I'm not worried about that so much. I'm just worried about the farther we get away from home. What else we gonna find? Like, if they were doing experiments on people like yourself, Echo, and turning them into things like this, what else were they doing out there?
Well, think of it like this, Grim. It's true we're venturing further away from your home, but we're getting closer to my home. So it's like we all get to visit
You
each
ran
other's
away
homes.
from your home.
Well, no, I didn't run away. I was tasked with a very important mission.
You still haven't gone back.
Well, that's because I haven't finished my mission.
Oh, okay.
That's why I needed
So
all
it's
of you.
safe there.
Well, I mean, it was safe when I left. Well, I mean, there was impending doom and suffering along the way, but it hadn't reached there yet, and that's part of why I left, was to find a means of fixing all that. And now that we have that torch thing, maybe we could even, I don't know, help the fairies find a path to a city where they can be safe. And we don't take up much room. We usually live under the ground anyway.
Well, thank you both for helping me, because this journey has become a little more than I thought it would.
It has for all of us, for sure.
Well, would you like to keep
beside Grim?
Go ahead.
I want to come up beside Grim and just put my arm on his back and just say, "Look, man, I get it. You're scared of what's out there in the unknown, and you're scared for your family and everything. You are simply the most talented, most scary, strong thing I've ever run against in the years I've been out here, and I don't think there's anything this world can throw at you that you can't handle and throw back." And then I use my soldier's bond ability, which after complimenting someone about something they're good at, we both gain 3 hope.
Dope.
Nice.
Grim, if you want to keep the ferry you pile drived as a keepsake, we could probably stitch it back together.
What if we put the wings on my back?
Okay.
Why?
We could try doing that.
At least they will think I can, right?
Yeah. They'd have to see them, though, so you want to put them somewhere they can see them.
Oh, and I'm really big.
You can put them on your ears, though.
Let's try that. And I think he takes you, Corey, and puts his hand really hard on your shoulder. He forgets how old you are sometimes. Goes, you are very wise, and I have a lot to learn from you. And I'm glad you came along with us. Without you here, I would have left these two already. Ha ha ha.
You big lug.
Let's get this done.
Yeah. I'll tear off the wings of the ferry.
Nice. Take them.
As soon as I find some rope, I'll tie them to Grim's ears. But for now, who wants to lead us out of here?
I'll
And whoever-
continue.
Here,
in the
Eliana,
front.
take the torch.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you're going to take this additional branching path, it sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ominous.
All right. As you begin going and moving, you can see it's almost like the quality of the minerals and bone here is in the walls here is better. Eliana, you can see kind of these slight charge of energy to the pieces that are within the walls.
Huh.
And
Umbral energy, aether energy, just neutral.
Essentially, the both of is coming out. The crystalline bits kind of charged with ether, the bone with umbral, and you can see that there's this flow of umbra that is being directed through the walls here. And as you get further in, as Grim holds his torch, you come into this rather large space. There's stone tables that are set up like almost like countertops, about that height, not really to be sat at. What looks like decayed, long, destroyed like wood that maybe were chairs at some point. There's a large vat in the center, as well as these metal apparatus that hangs from the ceiling that even now is moving slowly, very slowly, and extending down. It's like little arms and claws and pincers like coming down and going into the vat, like sorting.
Oh, so they're actually moving and trying to pick stuff. Ah, okay.
As you look into the vat, you see it is filled with pieces of humanoids, arms and eyes and heads, feet,
Hey,
that it's sorting through. I'm going to go to Corey. Whose parts do you recognize?
Gross.
Age of Umbra.
Still allowed to say it's gross.
Good question, man. You got me off guard. Let's see. To it, I just recognize the part and just kind of a little shudder with fear.
I'm sorry, what's the name you said?
I said I don't think I could put a name to it. Like I just see like I recognize like a ring on a hand, and I don't even know if it's them, but you know,
Gotcha. So if you don't have a name, can you kind of get like what your relationship to them would have been?
They were a trader at a previous town that I'd been in and that I was traveling through, and I recognize that person's ring because they're just constantly flaunting it around.
Almost like a signet ring.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It gives you a sense of who may have come through.
So these arms, it's actually pulling stuff out and moving to the individual tables. Is it?
Yep.
Does this thing look like it's activated, or?
Yeah, you're watching, and it is. It appears as though it's sorting through and finding pieces that aren't moving. As you can see, many of the things here, like some of you saw in the wood, Umber here has animated it. And it takes a finger that's not moving, starts pushing it towards a table where you can see this partially constructed figure similar to what you fought. Except that you can already tell that the frame of it looks to be very similar to the size and scope of Grimm's. And Eliana, as you look at this, what does the design of this equipment tell you about the designers?
Definitely advanced, that they have things that are either magically or just from an engineering point of view, that they have this machinery that's operating without anybody here that we know of, putting together absolutely a horrifying automaton, homunculus, zombie type things. She's absolutely disgusted with what's going on, and what's going through her mind is, how do we make this stop? So she's going to start searching for if there's a center, a control, I guess, reaching out as much as she can with either magic or this is horrifying, because they're taking these parts and creating weapons of destruction. And so if this has to do with the Guardians of Future Calamity, that it's a much bigger prospect than we originally thought, because this sort of sophisticated either magic or intelligence is beyond what we normally see. I'm assuming so, right? We don't normally see mechanical things sorting out bits and pieces of anything, let alone body parts. So yeah, this is bad juju. and she'll impart to her, hey guys, I got a bad feeling about this. We need to search and find the source of what's making this stuff move, and we need to stop it, turn it off, remove the magic or something. This is bad. We're dealing with something that far exceeds normal capabilities. Yeah, Grim, you might be right to be nervous.
That does not make Grim less nervous.
I know, but just what I'm seeing here is
Why does that thing look like Grim?
exactly. I don't know if that has to do with the runes, because the runes kind of felt like when we entered this thing that it's trying to analyze us. So maybe this magic is sort of recreating or trying to recreate us. I don't know, but I do know we need to stop this.
Grim is ideally best specified creature of the group, so I see point. But we cannot let that happen. If they make many of me, that'd be bad.
Right?
All right. Corey, I'm going to throw you up there. You're going to smack that machine really hard with your weapons.
Well,
Ready?
before let's figure how high is the ceiling? What are we looking at now that we're really looking at what we're looking at? I mean, I'm trying. So I can do the check for the arcane sense, and I can mark a stress to extend the spell or attack reach by one range. If you're willing to allow me to use stress, I'll extend that magic thing to find that focus, and I'll use whatever stress I got 4 left to be able to encompass the whole room. I want to find the focus of this thing. Like, she is just found it, and I'll use my look to the light, positive outlook in dire situations for experience. This is bad juju, and so she really wants to find the core of this thing.
Very cool.
I mean, the whole closing eyes, reaching out arms, just I don't know if there's like ripples of energy she's sending out, like an echo, like a radar, to try and find this thing.
Absolutely. So would this look like potentially of like Eliana possibly like what might she say to indicate that she would love to direct this force from her companions?
Direct the force from the companion?
So Grim was just sort of like, all right, Corey, smash, and so what might this look like to go, wait, let me find like a maybe the best thing to hit or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So all right, but before we do that, let's not jump too fast. Let me see if I can reach out, and I'm gonna try and see if I can find the center of this thing. Just everybody keep an eye out. Watch for if something happens, because I'm just gonna have to dig deep on this one, and see if anything moves or shifts or any, because I'm not gonna be quite all here when I do this. I'm stretching myself, but this is really important, and we've got to find use the light to get through this darkness.
Okay. And then Grim motions.
So that gives everybody an option to help me with the roll. How about that one?
Yes. As you say this, though, Grim does kind of signal to Echo. You think because this thing bigger, that it has bigger crystal then?
One way to
I'm
find
going to
out.
try and find
Oh,
it.
yeah. I have no idea. I'm more worried about the consequences of what we're about to do and just getting ready for fighting.
All right. I like how we've set this up. So Elias, in a second, will read and is going to lead.
I mean, I'll
us.
even have her
Okay,
sit
great.
down and she kind of crosses her legs and,
Yeah.
focuses her inner.
Yeah. So as all of you are kind of becoming ready for this, now Corey, you were kind of jumping on this, kind of saying you're just kind of preparing as far as like getting your senses up, right?
Right. Just I'm preparing for it, but I'm also just trying to keep everybody quiet so Eliana can concentrate better. Can I spend one hope for that?
So I think the game mechanic that we're evoking is more like a group role. So we're so I'd say what we're because you're trying to give her advantage.
Yeah.
We could go to that. Like, I'm cool either way we want to do it. So if we want to kind of go away from the group where you want to spend a hope, we can go ahead and you can give your D6 to the roll. I think I'm totally cool with that. Actually, I'm going to modify the roll slightly. And then Echo and Grim, you two could do reactions if you want to help add to the roll.
Big roll coming.
What would the two of you do?
Well, I mean, Echo, we can see the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
How far up is it?
Well, 10, 15 feet.
Okay. And while looking at the ceiling, are there any places in the ceiling that are hard to see because of these things that are moving about?
So you're looking for like nooks and crannies to get into, or
Mm-hmm.
okay, perfect. So yeah, there's like thinner pieces, there's ways where like things are kind of blocked because of the things. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna fly up there and look for places that are hard to spot.
All right, so go ahead and give me your instinct.
All right. Uh, 15.
All right, and then Grim.
For Grim, he walks over to this big looking thing that looks like him, and he sits in front of it, and every time the machine comes close, he slightly moves it a little bit, so it has to like reconfigure, buying Eliana more time.
I love that. Give me finesse.
That's a 15.
Okay. I would say so Echo and Grim, what have you yeah, this would be Echo, I guess. As you get up, it looks like this has been attached to the ceiling upon another apparatus that like as though they no longer needed it, and it still somewhat functions. It looks like it was designed to measure and predict Umbra. Possibly when it would come, where it would first appear, how much is coming currently. What's the design of this?
So there's probably etching marks and color coded. So there's like different streaks of red, if depending on the number of umbra coming, that kind of move out almost like a printer, except here it's clearly being coded by some type of ink or something from the ceiling coming out, as it's just been appearing over time. So, and it kind of loops back in to this like little tunnel way, so it's not something that's going to drape down to the floor. And the most recent one would be whatever you have on it.
So it's like this parchment that's been pressed and moves about. And
Yeah, it's a high fantasy printer.
yeah. You can see that now it just has this kind of red glow, as though it just wants to print out nothing but red.
Uh-oh.
But there's parchment around that. You can even look where there was a time when it was less, and depicts like a slow buildup.
The Umbra is here.
Grim, as you're moving the body around, there's this what seems to be like a motto of the people here. And I'm curious to know what language you think it's in. It'd be one Grim knows enough to be able to read. And I guess what might that language tell us about the people?
What language? I guess this would be old. Since Grim was a little more connected with the elders, he got showed an old religious script, a little bit of that far off place that he was told about, that behind the walls and everything that he had visions of. And I think that's what he recognizes here, is this old religious script. Meaning, like, maybe there is some type of prophecy actually involved with this place.
Hmm. All right. And as you read it, it reads, "We commit horrors now to fight the horrors to come." Eliana, you may add a +3 to the spellcast roll.
Sweet. All right, here we go. Big roll. And the D6 too?
Yes.
From Corey? Okay.
I'm sorry, it's +2 plus the D6. My bad.
+2 plus D6. All right. So we got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22 with hope.
You put out your senses. And now you're trying to find like a central power source, basically.
Yeah, just kind of figuring out what's the main, if it's magically driven, what that thing is, so I know where to go to try and maybe dispel it, destroy it, whatever.
Absolutely.
Maybe like a prognostication. What can this room tell me magically about how to stop what it's doing?
Yeah. I think your senses go out, and the purpose begins to seem clearer seems to have been made to create guardians or and oddly designed to run off Umbra. In fact, you can sense that your energies reach out and you sense this what seem to be large pipes and vats of energy that are strewn throughout the Bone Cleft Mountains, meant to gather ether and umbra. And the ether is all but empty throughout, but the umbra is overflowing and concentrated. It started to like overflow and leak into the umbra vats. And so Zephyros at one point seemed to want to store then use to create things here. But now, since the calamity, it has made the concentration of umbra more intense within the Bone Cleft by many, many factors. You can sense creatures being corrupted in worse ways. You remember the thing that climbed up and left the tendrils. And what that might mean here. The water source is everything. And it flows into this vat that kind of overflows with umbra energy, and it's working against itself. And you sense underneath a piece of the floor. You can see now removable. There is a large, somewhat faint crystal. You sense it's probably going to be about 8 inches. That is the focus of this. Runes written in to keep it running and to continually to tell it what to do. The state of it is probably why the arm is moving so slowly.
Like it's like kind of a depleting battery.
Yeah.
I'll go and check out where that crystal is. Is it similar to the one that we have that's cracked and we're trying to replace, or is it different? I'll pop open the floor. And
Yeah.
I think I found it, guys.
Go over, and this is stone. You kind of pull up the stone, and there you can see it. Very soft glow that seems to only take up maybe half an inch of light within, as though it once lit the whole thing. Just a little bit remains. It's of a different cut than what you have, but it's not dissimilar. You recognize similarities within it, but its purpose and is clearly different. But based off of a similar technology or working theory that you're trying to figure out yourself.
Right. Can it be removed? Does it look like it's attached or embedded in the ground? Or
you can certainly try to remove it. If all of you would like to work on this.
I don't like your grin, but so touching the other one hasn't caused me any harm yet that we know of, right?
Correct.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take this crystal out. Y'all good with that? As she stands over it, kind of wanting to reach, but leery at the same time.
Just
Everybody's good. All right, cool.
Be careful.
Yeah.
So I'll grab and take out the battery. Yikes!
Is it?
How many stress did I take to do all this? By the way,
Let's call that 2 stress.
2 stress. Okay, cool. All right.
Grim Corey,
So-
was there something you two were trying to say and get in on this? I heard your voices. I couldn't tell.
Grim is going to provide a help action, and he's going to come up and just place an offer to like help steady you as you grab it up and give you experience by doing sturdy friendship. Let me help guide your hands. I'm like a rock.
Sure. I appreciate that. Here goes everything.
Anything
I
from
just
Corey or
wanna-
Echo? Yeah, go ahead, Corey.
I'm just gonna remark to Grim. It's nice that she's checking with us before she does something.
Yes.
All right. And this will be a
Okay,
knowledge roll. Sorry.
Knowledge roll. All right. Ugh. That's horrible. A 3 with fear.
You rolled with advantage too?
So
You
a
did?
D6.
No, that wasn't that's just straight roll. Do I get an advantage or anything like that? Wait, do I have a chance to let's see. Can I re-roll? Let's see. What do I got? What do I got?
That's crazy.
I can't believe I rolled a 3. The only thing I could do is I could mark 2 stress to change it from a fear to a hope, but I don't. I got nothing I can re-roll that with.
Wait, did you roll a 3 with the advantage? So that was like 3 1s?
Do I still get? No, I've got a 2 and a 1. Do I have advantage on the roll?
Yeah, that's what Grim
Oh.
did. So you get a D6.
So what to say? That makes it a 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Darn.
So are you using your ability or for the fear to hope?
I'm gonna definitely switch it to hope because
Okay.
that's like the worst you could possibly get. So taking the 2 stressing out, but I have no way to redo a reroll. I have one to reroll damage, but not reroll.
Okay. So you
Son of a bitch.
you begin to attempt to get this out, and it you see this as you pull it doesn't come out. It's like, and as you're trying to manipulate it, trying to just make it perfect, there is this brief red that comes up through the crystal as though you violated something, and you pull back quickly as this what appears to be red field covers it.
All right, I guess I wasn't meant to pull this out. It's stuck in there pretty good.
Or you think strength might be helpful?
I think it's time I jump into the vat and become super grog like my favorite comic hero.
And this isn't in the vat. This is somewhere else on the floor. Just letting you know.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay. Oh,
I will
okay.
jump
Okay,
into
cool.
that and become super god.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you want to touch the red field. I don't know what that does. That's the thing. But
Maybe Echo, can't you jump through shadows? If I put out the torch, maybe you could get inside the force field thing.
Yeah, I could easily do that.
I blow out the torch.
I will use my Shadow Stepper.
Okay, so you appear just within the field. And now, yes, Crystal's about your size.
No. Precious.
Probably not a good idea to put her next to Crystal, though.
How do you want to proceed, Echo?
Echo hugs it, and she looks up. Where am I supposed to take this?
I don't know.
Just bring it to
Okay.
me, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's attached. So how do you want to detach it?
Well, let me see. I'm gonna look around, see where I can find these little bindings, and I'm gonna first of all check to see if my knife will work on them.
All right. Like you do see, there's various metal that's wrapped
Oh.
around, but it's thin,
Okay.
like thin metal, for like wiring and conducting like these
Ooh.
signals. So possibly,
Well, would you say that it is locked?
Ooh, it's not really locked.
Okay.
No.
Don't cut the blue wire.
All right. Well, well, actually, I could still use something here.
Guyver it?
I would be able to try to steal it using my stealth because of my pick and pull. I think. Let me check. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this actually counts as a target. Probably not. If it's just metal.
Yeah, I mean, stealing seems a little off of what we had. Like, not quite, but
Okay. So
really.
I am going to.
Well, depending on how you look at it. So
Yeah, it would have to be a target. So like somebody or
Okay.
something holding it.
okay.
And I don't think I can carry things with my Shadow Stepper. Wait. You move it there. Okay, no. No. What about this? Nope. Okay, so got a bit of a problem. I'm gonna try to, first of all, see if I can just take my little hands and pull the metal bindings off.
Okay. So they do just kind of unwrap it carefully from the bindings. We'll give them
Yeah.
this.
All right. Ooh, well, 24 with fear.
Nice.
Okay.
I give it the lick taste.
What is Echo's biggest fear right now, as far as the consequence of this could go?
Okay. Echo's biggest fear would be being cut off from her friends because they're bigger than her and she's kind of relied on that to survive out here. And so the idea of being trapped in the darkness could bring about some of the bad things she's experienced when she's alone. Because she's got a whole network of nastiness that happens when she's alone. So that's probably what she's worried about now that she's kind of underneath this this situation and doesn't exactly know how to get out.
Okay. As you unravel the wires here very carefully, there is just for a moment where you, with your tiny fingers, you let two of them from different sources touch.
Mm.
As there's a spark that kind of hits your chest. And it's as though you are alone. You're just floating, searching, and there's no one, not your friends. You see yourself going through the cities, and
So
it's as though you. Sorry, go ahead.
I have a question, because one of the things I had to answer was when you're alone in quiet places, what sounds do you hear and what do you think it means? Was part of my background stuff. Do I hear sounds or do I not hear sounds?
Depending, is it this the Mothwing thing or?
Part of it is indeed the moth wings, yes. But there's also a sometimes there's this vocal choir of like pixie voices from that other realm she's seen into.
Yeah. I think with this, it's mostly just as though there's this flapping of the moth wings.
Ugh. And just for context, it sounds like these moth wings are like trapped behind something, and so they're just like fluttering and trying to escape, and it's nasty.
Yeah, and where before often it's maybe like one pair or two, it feels like there's thousands. And I'll have you mark a stress as you kind of come to, and we're kind of cut here where you've removed the crystal, and the rest of you saw this happen. The crystal kind of powered down, the field dissipated, and she was able to pull it out, and then she went unconscious. So as she opens her eyes, what does she see in all of you? What are you doing?
Just concerned over me, trying to wake her up. Can I reach through? Can I reach through and like shake her? Can she see me like shaking her?
Yeah, the field
Wake
went down. Yeah, so the field had gone
Okay.
down. She was able to get it, and just as those like sparked in her.
Oh, okay. Field is down and she's passed out.
Yep.
Okay.
And is she starting to come to? Or still out?
She's just opening her eyes, and I'm just that's
Okay.
what she sees in her friends here.
A look of concern. Yeah, a look of relief at the same time.
Right.
When she would see Grim, she would see probably the minute he thought she went down and the force field went down, he figured the other machine would rise, so he kind of got very defensive into protection mode.
Nice.
Just making sure she's okay and got water ready or anything. You all right? What happened?
Oh, as I reach up and just kind of, I can finally feel the crystal, which is good. And I just kind of start standing up, pulling myself up with it. I don't know. How long was I gone? It felt like forever.
It was just a moment.
Oh. Wait, did anybody hear anything? No?
No.
Okay. Good. That's good. Okay. I'm going to try to lift up this crystal to get it out of here.
And I'll take it from her and so that way she doesn't have to hold on to that thing.
All right. Well, here it is. What do you think
Thank
it
you.
does?
I'll give it a once over. Does it seem similar? Like, is there runes on there like the other crystal that I'm trying to heal? I'm going to pull out the other one, kind of hold them together. Do they respond to each other? Is it going to be safe to wrap those up together, kind of thing?
Yeah, pulling out, you see this is the crystal now looks completely blank and drained. So whatever it did with the short and the socket, it's kind of gone. Some of the runic marching, so you don't think it has any charge, and it's almost beyond. It has no hue, unlike the other one.
Yeah.
Like any ability of it is entirely gone, but could be useful for like a knowledge-based comparison with what you're doing. But you feel like they're safe.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to keep them for the continued research, seeing as these have been coming up more and more. Apparently, the crystals have a lot to do with what's going on. So keep them all both wrapped up together and pouched for safekeeping.
All right, so wrap it up carefully.
Oh, I'm going to fly up to the ceiling here, and I want to try to get as much of this parchment as I can, as it's now a historical record.
Absolutely. So you kind of begin to roll it up. It sounds like.
Yep.
Can imagine these long, like just a stream of it is your.
She basically she's going to use it to try to put together a timeline later to figure out when the umbral started to really become a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets that, and then she comes back down. Well,
we're definitely getting some good information on what's going on.
You think this is a safe spot?
Is the machinery, did it all stop once we pulled the crystal?
So looking up, the machine now is no longer picking, but you feel like the twitching of all the pieces of people has begun to increase, and even the previously inert grim structure that was being put together is now starting to shake.
Yeah, it looks like a place we can rest at, guys.
This is a great spot. We got tables. We can lay down. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that. Actually, I'm going to take one of my potions of stamina to get some of my stress back.
Can we take a long rest? work on our projects?
All right. I don't know if this is a good place to stop.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the stuff's starting to. Is it everything around us is kind of vibrating and twitching?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that notices that?
No, yeah, everyone's seeing these body pieces beginning to twitch and move, and
yeah,
let's see.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's at least move out of this room. Apparently, removing the crystal hasn't completely stopped what's going on here. And
You guys go first. Grim will make sure nothing follows.
All right, Grim. I'm going to go ahead and take a health potion, though, because I need it.
Before Grim leaves the room, and after everybody else does, Grim grabs the body of Grim the second and walks over to the vat and goes, you become super grim, and drops it in the vat.
Oh my god.
And then Grim turns and leaves really quickly.
Absolutely. As you leave, the camera slowly moves in and pushes in upon the vat. As you hear gurgling and squishing and the vague sound, super grim. And we'll end there for today.
Just created a monster.
Right?